Okay, so I understand that they're updating the game today, soon, or whatever, and hopefully, the one of the main things that's going to be fixed is the fact that you'll be able to see the outline of enemy tanks, um, which is lacking, of course. It's lacking because it's not bright enough. Um, they're going to be changing it to the red green, which is great, which is fantastic. But the outline of the tank needs to be much more pronounced, much more vivid, so everybody's able to see. It blends in with the background way too much when the enemy tanks are, the outline is lit up. As you can see, I'm here. I'm auto locked onto the a T30, and he has a white outline, and that it just 100% doesn't work. It's no, it just doesn't work. Especially for like the my teammates, to see this guy and all of that jazz. It 100% doesn't work. What also doesn't work is the fact that we have the enemy tank information down here in the bottom right. Um, I struggled when I was coming up to this T30 to establish, what tank this was, because the information disappears way too quickly. It doesn't stay up there long enough. Also, where it says T30, that's tiny, that's minuscule, the size. Also, his health, it's tiny, it's minuscule. By the time your eyes kind of establish where it is, it's like a second or two has gone, and sometimes it disappears. And it's the system is just not great. Currently what they have up right now. Now, also you can see there's other information there. There's some white text, there's some blue text, and it's on top of each other. Hush, cat, be quiet, cat. Um, and it just doesn't work because the information is not pronounced enough. B, it doesn't stay up there long enough. And C, it's in the wrong location. Go away, cat. It's in the wrong location because I'm driving, I'm focusing on the stuff that's in front of me, and I cannot take my eyes off the ball, so to speak, and focus on, trying to figure out this information which is not in the center of the screen. Before, we had a definite outline of the tank, we had his health, and we had what tank it was. So that would give us all the information that we needed, and we didn't have to take our eyes off the target. Why on earth would you take your eyes off the target? The whole point of the game is you're trying to kill the reds, so why would you take your eyes off the target? To try to read a bunch of gibberish that isn't, properly well defined, and then it kind of disappears as well, to boot, before you can, register all that information. So that needs a change. Next, we have the almighty kill feed. I've been over this, of course. This current kill feed, as you can see, it's not. You can barely see it. It kind of gels in with the background. It's not defined enough. The colors aren't strong enough, and all of that jazz. You got my name is in white, over a snowy background. That's really not going to work. And of course, this information. I don't think anybody currently looks at the kill feed because it really doesn't give you any kind of information, because all you got is gamer tags, and you could hit select, look at the player list, figure out who just died, and again, this is taken away uh, from having your eyes on the ball. We should be focused on the game. This kill feed is, yeah, we've been over this before. I mean, 4 years ago we did this, so I don't understand why we're revisiting. And yeah, so anyway, kill feed needs to change. Next we have the damage counter, which was reintroduced, which is great. It's fine. It's, you know, there's no problem there. It's kind of, it is well defined. It could be a bit bigger, I guess. But one thing that is missing is how many people have you spotted. I mean, if I'm on this map, what is map Malinovka, and I spot 10 people going up the hill, I'd like that information. You know, I don't know how many people I've spotted. I know it comes up in the status feed, that information that's directly above my tank, but that's kind of, it disappears, no? So if I've spotted like 10 people going up the hill, I need to know that, you know, immediately, and it needs to, you know, stay up there, not permanently, but yeah, I'd say permanently. That's how it was before, because that's good information to have. If you see 10 people going up the hill, you know, how else do I know? You know, granted, I'll get that information most probably in on the info, the info feed that's coming up above my tank. Again, I don't understand this info feed that's coming up directly above my tank. It's kind of, why is it directly above my tank or above my tank? It's just you know, it's kind of messing with the whole. Yeah, it kind of shouldn't be there. So yeah. Anyway, next we have the ammo count, which is not working as well. As you can see, it's shown me the technical name of the ammo, which PDT 90 point da 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 da, and there's the ammo count for those shells. We don't need that information, you know, exactly the technical name of the shell. You know, we know that the first one are standard shells, the middle one are usually premium shells, and the third slot is usually HE shells. So we don't need that kind of additional information, first and foremost. Second of all, as you can see up on screen, I currently have no idea how many pieces of ammo in my second slot and how many pieces of ammo in my third slot, and this is kind of really important information to have. I mean, I don't need to explain all this, you know, it's important information to have. I should visually be able to see how much is in the first slot, how much is in the second slot, and how much is in the third slot, and I don't need, you know, the technical name of the ammo. Also, our reload speed, we don't know what our reload speed is. You know, when we reload our gun, the countdown counts to, you know, from, you know, when you reload the gun, it counts down to 0 before, sorry if you can hear crap in the background, before you, at the end, when it would hit 0, you'd get like a quick reload speed, how much you reloaded. And we currently don't know, you know, if we add this and this and this and this to our, it kind of briefly shows up at the beginning of the reload, and you have to kind of, I think it was 32 seconds, it looked like, you know, we're nerds about this. We need to know. We like to know. We share this on Twitter. And, you know, we need to know these things. I mean, it's World of Tanks. You want to know your exact reload speed. And next we have the info for damaged modules and crew members, which is, I don't mind learning new symbols and all of that jazz, but it's way too cluttered. It's way too much. And the crew members are kind of mixed in with the modules, and the symbols are way too small. It's not defined enough. You know, they need to be sort of kind of larger. There's like bonus crew member info on the actual tank there, the red tank there, and it's just way too much information. Way too much cluttered, and there needs to be a distinction between the crew members and the modules. And also, for instance, if you take a look at the symbols for the left track and the right track, they're placed in really odd places. You know, one's down here, one's in the middle of on the other side. Do we even need symbols for the damage tracks? We know that, you know, it's shown on the red tank, so it's kind of way too cluttered, way too cluttered. And next, and most importantly, we have the minimap. Before, the minimap was at eye level with our tank, and all we had to do was briefly glance over to our right, and we barely had to take our eye off the ball. You know, it wasn't an issue ever, etc., etc. Then we have the look of the minimap, as you can see on this the old minimap. You can see the terrain of the map very clearly, as opposed to the new minimap. The size of the minimap is far larger, far greater, and basically this gives me really decent situational awareness. You know, I know exactly, as I'm moving up to the hill here on Himmelsdorf, I know exactly what's going on, where everybody is, you know. And the tank icons are the perfect color, perfect brightness, and perfect size. You know, they're not too big, they're not too small, and all of that jazz. Next, I want to talk about the compass map. And you see me here switching to the compass map, and it's giving me situational awareness exactly where the red tanks are. I know there's a tank to my left, and I'm aware of that because of the compass map. And as I'm poking out, I'm trying not to poke out too far, and that's because I'm looking, for the most part, you know, I'm just auto aiming at these tanks. But when it comes to movement and stuff like that, I'm using the compass map here, you know. The compass map is crucial for kind of these type of engagements. I know exactly where every single red tank is. I know exactly where, you know, my guys are. And for these close quarter engagements, I don't want to start this whole square map versus compass map. But here, you know, compass, I know exactly where everybody is. It's giving me great situational awareness. I know exactly what's going on. I know exactly, you know, when to pop out. And yeah, it works, basically. Now here we have the new minimap, the square minimap. And as you can see, it's much smaller. And I don't know, are the icons, the tank icons, have they remained the same? But they've kind of, due to the fact that the map has been shrunk, they look larger. Either or, it doesn't really matter. There's too much overlapping of different tanks, and it kind of, you're struggling to establish how many tanks you know, are in one position, and also you're not sure exactly where they are. You know where they are, but at what corner, so to speak. Previously you could tell that with the square minimap, and it's just, the map is just, it's been shrunk, and as a result, the you know, the tank icons, they're too big. I haven't got a clue. And here we see me trying to use the compass minimap, the brand new one. As you can see, there's a heavy and a TD in front of me, but I have no idea. I was suffering from too much confusion as to where exactly that TD is. Is he behind the wall? Is he in front of the wall? Of course, you know, the outlines aren't working, so maybe that would help. But according to the minimap, I couldn't tell. Is he behind the wall? Is he in front of the wall? And it just causes hesitation and doubt, and the tank icons are too large. The map isn't detailed enough. I haven't got a clue. So even coming up at this stage here, I was like, okay, he is behind the wall. There he is. He's behind the wall. And again, you know, this heavy tank, I was like, where exactly is he? You know, the minimaps telling me he's right on top of me. You know, it just doesn't give you good, decent situational awareness. I know all of these vids have been in light tanks and stuff like that, but you really need that, like in a light tank. And but it does showcase, because you move around fast and quick, how much confusion there is in the game, for me. So anyhow, so I these are all the suggestions that I have so far. There's plenty more. I have to say that right now I seem to be playing TDs and sitting at the back and sniping. I seem to have found the most enjoyment playing in TDs, sitting at the back, because you're playing the game at your own pace, so to speak, and it kind of diminishes a bit the fact that, you know, a lot of stuff is messed up, etc., etc., because at the end of the day you can always just sit at the back and just snipe, and it is what it is, and you know, the negative stuff doesn't come into play as much. But yeah, so these are my suggestions so far, you know, fixes and bugs and all of that jazz. I still don't know, you know, it's just such a it's such a long way away. And yeah, apparently I was watching the stream yesterday, the Wargaming stream. The fact that, you know, that we have these really crappy graphics in game is down to a filter, if I can call it that. That was the incorrect filter was put into the game, and I don't know, it's just like the wrong graphical filter, and that's going to be updated soon to the right one, and we should see an improvement there. So that's exciting. I have to note, this is kind of like important, next Wednesday or Thursday, I think they mentioned Thursday, is the day that they break up, you know, for Christmas. So once we hit Thursday, that'll be it. It'll be, you know, for the next week or two, you know, because they go on a break. So there won't be any more updates, you know, till they come back from the Christmas break. So they got until Thursday to fix as much as possible, and I hope they do fix as much as possible. Yeah, glitch, you know, I don't see the gamer tags above the three best tags. Yeah, so, you know, fingers crossed, and it does 100% feel like the game is a bit just a bit I don't know, dumbed down. You know, perhaps I'm wrong, you know, once they fix a whole bunch of stuff, I haven't got a clue. So anyway, this is my first vid on the situation, how to fix bugs and this and that, what I think in my opinion. Take it easy, guys. Adios, muchachos.